Hey mama, can I ask you something? Do you ever find yourself stuck in negative thoughts, frustrated by your kids, discouraged by your husband's attitude, or constantly replaying what's going wrong in your mind? Do you ever wonder, how do I actually take my thoughts captive, like the Bible says? If that sounds like you, I have something really excited coming soon. I'm creating a brand new course called Renewed Mindset. A course designed specifically for Christian moms who are tired of negativity, criticism, comparison, and the constant pressure to be perfect. In this course, you're going to learn how to take your thoughts captive and replace them with life-giving truth. Break free from the victim mentality where you feel like your kids are doing things to you to make your days hard, and break free from automatic negative thoughts that are leading to frustration and anger. You are also going to learn how to cultivate gratitude, grace, and patience in your motherhood, how to create a peaceful mindset that transforms the atmosphere in your home, practically rewire your brain from automatic negative reactions to intentional positive responses. And here's the best part. This course will be available for a fraction of the cost of my 12-week coaching program. It is a self-paced course that gives you powerful tools and biblical principles to help you renew your mind and find peace. The pre-sale opens in November at the lowest price it will ever be, but you can join the waitlist right now to be the first to get all the details as I build it out behind the scenes. The link to join the waitlist is in the show notes. Mama, you don't have to stay stuck in negativity. God can renew your mind and transform your heart one thought at a time. Let's get back into this podcast episode.
I want to ask you a question. Is your phone working for you or against you? Is your phone stealing your patience? I want us to look and reflect on our phone usage and how it's affecting our emotional regulation and mental health. So this is something that I wanted to talk about because it's such a big issue in the world that we live in now. 20 years ago, it was just not a thing. It didn't really exist. But in the last, I would say, especially 10 years, phones are everywhere. They're in our pockets. We don't leave the house without them. They're with us when we go to the bathroom. They're with us everywhere we go, and we take them out every free second and just scroll on them. And I know that you probably relate to this, most of you, and maybe you even see your spouses do that. And that is part of my story. And I know that I've noticed that when I'm on my phone a lot, I do not respond in the ways that I want to respond. I react a lot more. I am a lot more snappy. I am feeling more icky internally and almost like frustrated with myself for wasting my time. And then I take it out on my kids. So this is something that I want to talk to you about. I want you to think about, do you wake up and grab your phone right away? I want you to understand that when you look at your phone right away in the morning, your stress levels are already at its highest when you wake up. When you pick up your phone and you look at that blue light, it actually increases your stress levels. It really makes you feel more agitated and frustrated. Here's a tip that you can do. This is what I do, and I've been doing it actually for years already, is I charge my phone in my bathroom, by my bathroom sink. And I don't have it next to me. And for the reason is because if it's next to me when I fall asleep, I will scroll on it for a long time and then stay up too late. And in the mornings when the alarm goes off, I have to physically get out of bed to go turn it off on my phone, and it's right next to my sink. And typically I have to go to the bathroom, and then I have to wash my face and brush my teeth. And I kind of get into that rhythm right away without picking up my phone as much. And I want you to understand that when your stress levels are high, everybody has our max limit. Like 10 out of 10 is when we lose our cool and react. Well, when you wake up, your stress levels are like 7 and 8. And when you grab your phone right away and you start scrolling on your phone, it actually increases your stress levels. And take in the fact that, let's say you do not get up before your kids and you just jump into your day reacting and putting out fires right away with your kids. let's say they're fighting or somebody needs a diaper change or you have a crying baby, you are going to be feeling even more reactive. And this is something that is completely in your control. There's many things in our life that happen out of our control that do affect our emotions. And this is in your control 100%. You can do something about this and support your emotional and mental well-being. Second, social media. I'm sure you can relate. I know for a fact that when you are on social media and you spend time on it, it's so easy to get scrolled into that reel after reel after reel. I still get that. And I get pulled into that as well. And actually, this is why I haven't had any social media app on my phone since January, when I decided to not be active on social media for business anymore. I decided to delete social media. My accounts are still active. I just don't use them. I will log in through my desktop a few times a week and I'll see if there's any messages there and if I'm missing anything. And the desktop version of Instagram is not really user friendly. And so I don't spend much time on it anymore. And I was more of an Instagram person versus TikTok or Facebook, though both of them are now everything is video, short video. And so it's just so addictive. You get that dopamine hit and it's affecting your mental health so much. I will link an episode that I did with Sandy, who was a guest on my show. And we talked about the effect on social media on our minds and our mental and emotional well-being and spiritual well-being. And how it's actually, if you're feeling mentally in a bad place because you have negative thoughts, it leads to you feeling emotionally yucky and icky. And when you are feeling icky internally and feeling bad about yourself because you're comparing yourself with others, you feel less than, you feel like you're failing because you're not doing all the things the other moms are doing. And that leads to you feeling easily agitated and snappy and reactive and irritable and overstimulated. So as you can see, our phone oftentimes is not serving us, especially social media. Also, it's really hard to stick with good boundaries when you have social media on your phone. We end up picking up our phone and scrolling late at night and staying up way too late. I am sure you relate to that. You are not the only one. I've totally experienced that myself. And the boundaries that you can set is deleting the app off your phone. And you will realize that every time you pick up your phone, you're going to be looking subconsciously for that app. And you're like, oh, you're going to catch yourself realizing and help you be more aware that you are spending way more time on that app than you needed to. And you also will realize you have a lot more free time than you thought you did. It takes up and sucks so much of your time that you could be present with your kids and connecting with your kids and investing into yourself in your personal growth, development, spiritual growth with God and connecting with Him. So social media is detrimental to our mental health. There's so many studies that have shown that it is overall not serving us. There's a lot more negativity there than positivity. And I would encourage you, if you're still on social media, to unfollow any accounts that are triggering to you. That's one. If you still choose to be and have social media on your phone, set phone boundaries. There's app limits that you can set and downtime that you can set, especially with the iPhone. Set boundaries around your phone use. Set an hour. That could be, let's say, an hour a day, and you will realize how quickly that hour passes. And it's going to be a quick wake-up call for you to realize, oh my goodness, I'm spending way more time on this than I want to. Something else I was aware of for myself personally, it's not just social media. So what happened when I deleted social media off my phone, because my brain was so used to having stimulation often, I started to lean towards YouTube and watching YouTube videos and YouTube shorts. And then I had to quickly realize, oh, I'm kind of just replacing one thing for another. And that is also not good. So I deleted the YouTube app off my phone Yes, I could go through it through like Safari and stuff, but it's just still not as user friendly. And so it just kind of like had to be a wake up call for me. Oh, I'm just, still trying to not necessarily escape, but just it was a way of coping with like, oh, at the end of the day to decompress. And it wasn't the best way to do it. So another thing is that I noticed is that will easily contribute to me feeling overstimulated and agitated with the kids is watching a show. Sometimes once in a while, I don't really watch much shows at all or Netflix or anything. Usually in the evenings, I just put the kids to bed, I clean up the kitchen, and then I just start getting ready for bed. I typically don't stay up scrolling I don't scroll anymore because I don't have the apps on my phone, but I typically don't do any show watching. Well, sometimes there's something that would come out on Netflix that I would want to watch. I remember like Meghan and Harry, they had their documentary come out, and just recently there was one about the soccer player David Beckham. And I was just interested in watching that documentary on his life because for me, it's interesting how it affected their mental health as they were famous and they were going through all of this. His wife, the relationship between them. For me, it was just interesting to kind of watch the documentary. And even Meghan and Harry, I just love learning about how, let's say, the famous part of being a celebrity, how it affects their mental and emotional well-being. Besides the point, I was interested in watching that show, and I remember I had it playing on the tablet, and I was at home when my toddler was home, and she really wanted my attention, and I would get easily agitated with her. And this was like literally recently. This is not a long time ago. And I would catch myself to try to just shoo her away and not answer or respond to her because in my mind, she was interrupting me and annoying me from watching this show. And that was wrong. And so another thing that I want you to be aware is watching something that you're watching, is that stealing you from being present with your kids? Is it serving you or is it not serving you? Or harming your relationship with your kiddos? I had a similar thing with like podcasts and an audiobook. So I would have, with an audiobook, I had an earpiece, an AirPod in my ear, and I was trying to multitask and make dinner with the kids and to help with homework. And I really wanted to listen to this new book by Jill Dillard from Hunting the Cost was the name of the book. I was listening to that and I was getting really agitated that I couldn't finish listening to the book because my kids were needing me and interrupting me. That's how my brain was perceiving it. And I know that that's not how I want to show up for my kids. I know that it's stealing me from being present and being fulfilled and joy-filled in my motherhood. And so this is just something I want you to be aware, because when we are aware, we can start making changes. And something else that I did in a recent podcast episode that is going to serve you when it comes to your kids, quote unquote, interrupting you, and you feel agitated that they're not letting you do XYZ, watch a show or listen to a podcast or whatever. I remember I caught myself telling my husband that my kids won't let me watch the show. And I caught myself saying that, and I realized that that was wrong. My kids are way more important than that show. I can pause that show and come back to it, but I cannot go back and come back to my kids, to that present moment, and be available for them when they needed me. So when you have that thought, my kids won't let me, my kids are interrupting me, I would challenge you to see it from a different lens. My kids are more important than my phone, than social media, than scrolling on, TikTok. My kids are more important than watching the show. This matters to me. My kids matter more than this thing that I'm scrolling and looking at. And instead of my kids are interrupting me, I am pausing whatever I'm doing to be present with my kids. But I would also encourage you just not be on your phone as much. I know it's easy to say, but it's hard to do. And I get it. And so here's my homework assignment for you that is going to be helpful for you to reflect on it. So grab your journal and I want you to answer several questions. Number 1 is, how do I feel about my phone use? Actually do this assignment. This is the kind of work I have you do in my coaching container. You have reflection questions that you have to work through every single week for a reason. It helps you reflect at where you are now and what you need to do differently. And you make a plan what you're going to do differently. And you take action on that, and I keep you accountable on. So, question 1, how do I feel about my phone use? Number 2, why do I normally go to my phone? Trying to escape something? If so, what am I trying to escape? Number 3, how do I want my phone to work for me instead of against me? And number 4, what changes do I need to make? So if I want to be more present with my kids, and if that's what I'm deciding, that's who I am now, what changes do I need to make in my life to align with being a present friend? If you know what to do, but you don't do what you know, and you are struggling to implement the things that you're learning from books, from podcasts, from passive courses that you bought, you read the books, you listen to the podcasts, but you can't just implement what you're learning, I want you to know that I have support available for you. I have a 12-week step-by-step program that will help you go from a mom who's feeling agitated, frustrated, yelling, screaming, reactive all the time, to a mom who's peaceful and calm and present and stable and available for her kids. A mom who is not snapping left and right. A mom who feels good and is proud of the way that she shows up for her family. My friend, that is available for you. I also have 100% money back guarantee on my program. That is unheard of because I am that sure it's going to help you. So in the show notes, scroll down and book a call with me. If this is something that is aligning with you and you know that you are ready to make some changes in your life and you're sick and tired of feeling like a failure and reacting to your kids constantly and screaming and yelling and just feeling like an angry mom all the time, this is for you. I'm so excited to connect with you, my friend. Scroll down in the show notes. The next step is to book a call with me, and I can't wait to chat with you. And until next time.
Hey mama, do you find yourself snapping over the smallest things, like spilled milk or constant whining, then feeling horrible afterwards? If you're tired of losing your temper and you want to show up with more patience, I have something for you. It's a free training called How to Be More Patient with Your Kids so you're not screaming over spilled milk. Inside, I'll walk you through 10 simple things you can start doing today to become a calmer, more Christ-like mom, even on the hard days. To get it for free, just leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts and send a screenshot to hello@emotionallyhealthylegacy.com. Or if you'd rather skip the wait, you can grab it right now for just $27. The link is in the show notes. Let's help you become the peaceful, patient mom your kids need.